We're down to the last few days before the Supreme Court rules on marriage. In the meantime, the National Organization for Marriage is asking all of the GOP candidates for president to sign an anti-equality pledge. Let's take a look at just how crazy that pledge gets. For the American Foundation for Equal Rights, I'm Matt Baum, and welcome to Marriage News Watch for June 22nd, 2015. There are a couple of reasons that NOM's pledge is nuts. Take a look at what they're asking candidates to do. First, they want candidates to support a constitutional ban on marriage. That will never happen. George Bush called for an amendment back in 2004, and that went nowhere. Since then, public support for marriage equality has jumped from 35% to at least 55%. If they couldn't get any momentum behind an amendment then, they'll never get politicians to spend political capital on it now. But they don't stop there. NOM also wants candidates to work to overturn any Supreme Court decision in favor of the freedom to marry. That just isn't how things work. Presidents don't get to overturn Supreme Court decisions. NOM wants the president to only nominate judges who will uphold marriage bans, but at this point, legal consensus so strongly supports marriage equality that supporting a marriage ban is a sign that a person isn't qualified to be a judge. Third, they want the candidates to pledge to reverse the recent new policies that recognize same-sex spouses. That would mean returning to the days when spouses get kicked out of hospitals, when health care is denied, when we deport binational couples and deny funeral leave when a spouse dies, separating family members in emergency shelters. This is how it used to be until just a few years ago. And sure, a president could take us back to that, but they'd look pretty monstrous if they did. Fourth, NOM wants candidates to pledge to weaken civil rights laws, creating loopholes to let companies and citizens discriminate if they cite religion as justification. That could actually happen. It already has in a bunch of states, so it is a huge concern. And fifth, they want the Department of Justice to investigate harassment against people who oppose marriage equality. Sure, gay and lesbians are harassed every day, fired, kicked out of their homes and schools, separated from their families, but NOM gets a little criticism and suddenly they want a federal investigation. If a candidate signs this crazy pledge, it means one of two things. Either they have no intention of keeping their word, or they know there's no chance they'll be elected, so they might as well make promises they can't keep. NOM issued a similar pledge in 2012, and most of the candidates signed it. We'll see if the same thing happens this time. After all, NOM may not even exist by the time the next election rolls around. In the meantime, we'll have a Supreme Court ruling on marriage very soon. Subscribe here to stay up to date. For the American Foundation for Equal Rights, I'm Matt Baum. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.